amazed to see how Redikall can give you answers about anything in life: the why, what, how, and of course, the brilliance. I like about Redikall, it's simplistic, it's inclusive, and it's drama free. Hold Redikall dear, very, very dear to me, because it has given me so many answers which I thought I could never get the answers for.
Tell me something about yourself.
So hi, I'm Urmi Dasgupta, and I am from Calcutta. But I've been in Bangalore for the last 15 years now. By profession, I'm a management consultant and I work for a learning products company. And I have been associated with multiple areas of spirituality over the last 8 to 9 years. And I have been practicing Redikall for about 3 years now. And it's a super helpful modality, which I've been able to integrate in all aspects of my life. And yeah, it's something that I hope to continue for the rest of my life. Yeah.
How did you come to know about Redikall?
So, interesting story. Before I did Redikall, I have also done 2 levels of hypnotherapy. And there I came to, while I was speaking to my other fellow students, I came to know about this modality called Redikall, wherein they were talking about, the subconscious mind, which we already had studied about in hypnotherapy, and how over and above the 7 major chakras, there are 250 odd minor chakras, and how those chakras impact our demeanor, how it impacts our body and our overall lifestyle. And there are metaphysical reasons behind each of the diseases that we go through in our lives, or our temperament shifts, etc. So when I came to know about that, I was extremely intrigued and I wanted to learn a lot more about this philosophy. And then one fine day, I actually went to Dhuri, which is a dance studio in Bangalore, to learn Zumba and Pilates. And there I met the founder, who was Asta Gulati. Now, she told me that she is a full-time practitioner into Redikall, and she's been practicing this for quite many years now. And that's where I really wanted to, thank the universe for making me come together with Redikall in a very synchronistic way. And I signed up for Redikall Crystalline Mind with her. And that's how my journey started. And now I have completed around 4 levels of Redikall, Redikall Relationship being the last course that I have done. Yeah.
What prompted you to learn Redikall?
The moment I heard about Redikall and how it functions and how we can connect back the various aspects of our life to these 250 minor chakras, and how each of these chakras stand for a specific, um, manifestation into our life, I was extremely intrigued and I wanted to learn more about it. And Redikall Crystalline Mind was an eye opener, and it was a continuation from the hypnotherapy course that I had already done about how the subconscious mind operates and how we are, so influenced by our subconscious mind. And when I actually learned essential Redikall, the picture became absolutely clear. And I was amazed to see how Redikall can give you answers about anything in life: the why, what, how, and of course, the brilliance. So that's where my journey started. But as I progressed more and more into Redikall, I found out how beautiful and how effortless a modality it is, how we can get the most complex answers in the most amazing ways, and when we connect the dots, it forms a beautiful story. So yeah.
Describe your perception of Redikall in a few words.
Yes, like I was telling you, Redikall is an amazing modality. It's extremely simple. It's extremely inclusive. You can do it anytime, anywhere. What I really like about Redikall is it does not prescribe you to do it in a particular way. You can do it anytime, anywhere, irrespective of location, time of the day. And you can do it even while you're traveling, or you're in an office space, or in a gathering. You just have to understand the concepts and the basic tenets of Redikall. And after that, you can even formulate your own affirmations, your own associations. It's just that once you get the concept right, you can implement it anytime, anywhere. And that's the thing that I like about Redikall. It's simplistic, it's inclusive, and it's drama free. We don't even have to get into the stories, but the answers and the brilliance come to you beautifully.
And when did you feel that Radical was much more than a therapy, or healing?
I started feeling that right after my Redikall crystalline mind, because we were taught the basic Redikall statement of R5 at that point in time. And when I started working with R5, and I saw that it worked with any issue, right? Whether it was a physical issue, whether it was an emotional issue, or we could also work with objects or people with R5, right? It was so all encompassing that I could experiment with R5 with various aspects of my life, and I could see the results. I could see the shifts within me. That is when I realized that Redikall is an extremely versatile and simplistic modality. And after I did ERI, a whole new world opened up, because then I could understand the brilliance. I could understand the relationships between various things that is happening within me, and how it is a projection of me, and how I see that in my environment. And I could get the answers and the brilliance behind it. I could go back to my core issue instead of healing it at the symptom level, which happens at R5. But with ERI, I could go much deeper. And of course, with advanced in relationships, the horizon has really opened up. So yeah, right from day one, when I did RCM, Redikall Crystalline Mind, I felt that I could imbibe it as a part of my life and my lifestyle, instead of just treating it as a healing modality that I would use as on an SOS basis.
Do you think you can sustain Radical longer?
Yes, absolutely. I think Redikall is such a progressive modality, and it completely sinks in with my ideologies of spirituality. It's modern day spirituality, because it is unraveling the world by unraveling the knots within you, the issues that you have within you. And every time we speak to mentors within Redikall, right? We speak to Aatmn, or we speak to all the other mentors that are there is something new to learn. There is constantly new information that is being channeled, new statements, new ways of looking at things. And even when we're repeating a particular course, whether it's an ERI or an advanced Redikall, there is so much more insights that you get every time. So every time you look at it, there's a different perspective that you get, and you go deeper within yourself, because as you have evolved, Redikall has also evolved, and you are ready for answers that you are probably not ready for earlier. So I think it's a ever progressive, very versatile, very, very inclusive, simplistic modality. And I would love to continue it and help people also understand the power of Redikall as I, proceed through the rest of my life. I would definitely, hold Redikall dear, very, very dear to me, because it has given me so many answers which I thought I could never get the answers for.
Do you still go through ups and downs in your personal and professional life after
Of
doing
course.
Radical?
Yes, I'm human. I definitely go through ups and downs. But now, the duration for which I am upset, or that situation, that I let that situation impact me, is that much lesser. So earlier, if something in my environment used to impact me, and I used to sulk, or I used to feel helpless about it for about a week or 10 days, over the last 3 years, I think it has come down to probably a few minutes, 10 minutes to half an hour. I mean, the swing still happens, but I understand that this is something that is happening because there is something unresolved within me. And if till I go back and uncover that and heal that, I will keep attracting those instances in my life. Maybe in lesser intensity and lesser frequency, but till it is healed, it will continue to come in my space as a reminder. So now I go back and check with myself, what is this incident trying to teach me? What is it that I need to heal within my space, so that I can become a neutral observer and have a neutral perspective towards ground reality? So that's how I look at things. I still go through my ups and downs, but now I'm able to maneuver through life better because of Redikall.
What has changed in your life and how do you deal with them now?
Yes, so thank you for that question. So early, so I'm a very emotional person, and get very, very affected by things that are happening in my environment, and I'm very sensitive. It might not be directly related to me, but even if I'm in a hostile environment or I'm in an environment which is not very harmonious, I pick up on the energies, and I it kind of tends to show in my behavior and demeanor. Now with Redikall, I have tried to, or I have been able to detach myself to a large extent. I understand that there might not be a brilliance that is evident to every situation, which we might not be aware of immediately, but there is always a larger picture, right? And if we are able to neutrally perceive things in our environment and then ask the question why, as to why we are being subjected to that kind of an instance, and we get the answer and we dive deeper, that yes, this is a issue that I need to kind of recalibrate within my space, it becomes a lot easier. So like I was telling you, it's like the swing of the pendulum. If earlier the entire spectrum was from 3 to a 9, probably I have come a lot closer to my authentic self now. So if I say my authentic self is at a 5 where I can swing either way, I think the swing has come down from, like, between a 4 to a 6, and I can center myself that much more quickly now with Redikall.
What would be that one message that you can give to upcoming radical learners?
So I think that though Redikall can be overwhelming, especially if you're doing ERI, because there are so many minor chakras, and we can think, okay, how do I remember so many? I would say that focus on the modality and focus on the concepts. If you're able to understand how Redikall can help you, if you are able to learn how to design affirmations, if you're able to understand the unique essence of every statement, whether it's an R5 or a soul bath or an admit statement, you will be able to design your own affirmation. Sometimes when you're stuck, you can look at the manual and you can ask for the brilliance or the reason behind it and all of that. But the beautiful part is, you can design these statements and do it anytime, anywhere, depending upon the state of mind you're in. So if you're feeling helpless, you can do your soul bath statement. If you want more control, you want to take action and take charge of life, do the R5. If you don't know what's happening and you are at wit's end, just surrender and admit it to the radical consciousness. So if you are able to understand those aspects, those are very simplistic aspects, you will be able to integrate Redikall beautifully into your life, and you will be able to see tremendous changes. So give it a shot, don't get overwhelmed, and stick with Redikall, practice, and I'm sure you will definitely, definitely benefit. And of course, there are so many wonderful mentors in this space. Whenever you are stuck, there are all of us who are there to help you out. So don't feel inhibited, always reach out, but try and integrate that into your life in practice, and you will see a difference. I think that I'm extremely blessed and I'm humbled to be a part of this community. The kind of people that I've come across here, the insights that I've heard, the experiences. This community is fantastic, and we are always there to help each other. And learning from the community has been a great experience for me. And I've been blessed to have a really wonderful mentor who seems to have answers to everything. So my journey has been very smooth and very, very effective. And like I told you, the one thing that I really love about Redikall is it's ever evolving. Just like we are not allowed to stagnate in life, you're supposed to move forward and go with the flow. That's how Redikall is. Every time I come back to Redikall, it'll give me a brilliant new insight, and I'm like amazed and in awe of it. So I really don't have, I mean, words to express how grateful I am to be a Redikall student and a Redikall practitioner and a mentor as well, because I think I have been able to touch people's lives in whatever little way I have been able to. But yeah, I just hope that I can continue this journey and, add value to myself and others in the process.